Hello friends, Adam here with FED. So what you're about to watch is highlights from a live stream I did recently. And by recently, I mean yesterday. So if you missed out on that, make sure to stick around. This is a really good time, a really fun discussion. So yeah, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss other live streams where we do fun discussions, stuff like this, and some fun gameplay. And make sure to like the video so other people can find it. And comment your thoughts. Thanks guys. Hello everyone, Adam here with FED. It's time for Fact or Opinion, everyone's favorite game show where we decide if your statements are fact or an outrageous opinion. So please join us today. You'll be voting along with me to decide whether or not these outrageous takes are indeed true or false. So let us begin, shall we? All right. So just not too long ago, just like a day ago, in fact, I asked for your outrageous Fire Emblem opinions. Now let's go through some of these and decide whether or not they are, indeed, fact or opinion, shall we? Let's start here with the first one by Sir Bradford of House Jones, who says, Fire Emblem YouTubers enhance the experience rather than exaggerate or ruin it. I've been amazed by the content you all put out there. Thanks for making awesome videos, Ad. Oh, stop it, Sir Bradford. Stop it. So now, what do you guys think? Ask the community. There's a poll in the chat. Is that a fun fact or an outrageous opinion? That's the question. Fun fact or outrageous opinion? All right, I think we'll end the poll there. According to you guys, this is a fun fact. This is a fun fact according to you guys. And I think I have to agree. Definitely a fun fact. Definitely a fun fact. I think we can get caught up with what Fire Emblem YouTubers and just YouTubers in general have to say, and we get in trouble either just parroting what they say or taking what they say too seriously. I know there was a period of time where Mecha would say something and everyone would kind of be like, oh yeah, that's the way it has to be. People are still kind of like that sometimes, but I think overall, Fire Emblem YouTubers are good for Fire Emblem. The more Fire Emblem content, the better. All right, let's do, this one's really long. Next time we do this, make them shorter. You're fired. Ooh, okay, this is a fun one from David Color. Says, Ash is one of the best characters in Three Houses from a story perspective, and while maybe not great, he's incredibly fun to use once you can just spam 100% hit, 100% crit Hunter's Volley. He's also a really good early game unit, I guess, just because of his high hit rates compared to most early game maddening units, besides Ignatz with his plus 20 hit personal. So, is this a fun fact or an outrageous opinion? Is Ash really the best character from a story perspective in Three Houses? Ash is the unit of all time. Ash is the unit of all time for sure. The worst unit in the game. We're not talking about worst unit. Notice they say character from a story perspective, and then they just said they're fun to use, which that part, who cares? I'm more interested in the story perspective stuff. Fun dancer option. Ooh. But if mid were in the dictionary, his picture would be there. Ooh, I see that. Okay, so 70% of you so far are saying this is an outrageous opinion. And I hate to overrule you guys, but this is a fact. This is a fun fact. Ash is legitimately like the most down-to-earth normal character in all of Three Houses. Or Three Hopes. They said 3H. It could be Three Houses or Three Hopes, I guess. Ash is dope. Ash is really, really cool. He is a normal character with like decent motivations. His backstory is kind of sad. And he just acts like a normal person. Pitfall Bridge is from King Al. Again, this fact or opinion. Pitfall Bridge in the Tellius games is a decent map that gets overhated. Pitfall Bridge is actually fun. Do you guys think Pitfall Bridge is actually good or bad? And I'll hear, for those of you who don't know what that is, let me pull up an image for you and explain it to you. So Pitfall Bridge is just a long, it's hard to see here, but it's right here. You can kind of see it. Pitfall Bridge is this like long map. It's just a bridge. and there's all these little holes you can fall in that stop your movement like in its tracks completely. So it's kind of like Fog of War, and like running into a unit just ends your turn. Similar thing there. Ooh, it's 50-50 right now. This is neck and neck. 53% of you are saying outrageous opinion. I don't have a strong feeling one way or another here, so I'm gonna read arguments and get some thoughts here. Yeah, I think I tend to agree with you guys here. I think this is an outrageous opinion. I think this is I don't agree. I tend to think that the Pitfall maps are good on like subsequent playthroughs when you kind of know where the pitfalls are and where to look for them. But even then, they're just annoying, and they can really just like screw you over, especially on a blind playthrough. So I think this is an outrageous opinion. Rare Adam with FEDL take. Nah, bro, come on. That's an outrageous opinion, and you all know it. A lot of really good comments that are just a little too long and kind of get lost in themselves. Oh, this is okay. All right. Ike fan. This is an interesting one. Koei Tecmo. Koei Tecmo is who made, worked on 3 Houses, and they've made both Fire Emblem Warriors games. Okay. So Ike fan says, Koei Tecmo is a blight to the series. Their games are good despite their corners cut. For example, no cinematography. Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn has underrated cinematography. The artwork shown as opening shots made the world feel expansive. It also has a good story to gameplay integration. So what do you guys think? Do you think that Koei Tecmo is a blight to the series? Message retracted. Bry Guy, are you a coward? What'd you say? Say it again, coward. Premature to say they're a blight. Well, who knows if they'll make another one at this point. Do they have a hand in Engage? Do we know? Any of your comment? Oh, sure, Bry Guy, sure. I'm sure that's what it was. All right, well, looks like most of you are saying this is an outrageous opinion. And most of you would be correct. Yeah, I think this is a pretty outrageous opinion. Koei Tecmo is not a blight on the series. If anything, BRB on something. Koei Tecmo is not a blight on the series. They've given us 3 Houses, which is honestly an incredible game. Anyone who says it's a bad game is like silly gooses. And like, yeah, I get it. Corners cut. It seems sort of lazy, but it is a pretty ambitious project overall. And also, they give us Warriors games, the first 2 Warriors games. I mean, the first one and 3 Hopes. Which, come on, more Fire Emblem is good, right? 3 Houses was a little more than Koei Tecmo could handle. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe they just ran out of time. COVID threw a wrench in everything, man. Oh, wait, no, it came out before COVID. That's so weird. 3 Houses came out before COVID. Never mind, no excuses. They suck. From Beta Core, who says, Hunting by Daybreak is a fun map due to really good atmosphere and story, and is okay as long as you have a Chapter 12 save or are prepared. Okay, so is Hunting by Daybreak a fun map? Is that a fun fact or an outrageous opinion? That's the question. Is Hunting by Daybreak a fun map because of its atmosphere and story? Beta Core, this is truly you're brave. You're brave for throwing this up here. Hunting by Daybreak is a good map by just having your allies come in with their time suit design is enough for you. See, I totally agree. See, Majors, yeah, who else said that? Someone else said that. Was it Marie that said that? Yeah, Marie said that. And I agree that having the units show up is really cool, but really good atmosphere and story, it's like, doesn't Claude literally just say, should we just go practice killing some things? And isn't Dimitri like, I love murder? Like, isn't that his whole thing? Like, what's the motivation for going to kill these bad people? Like, I understand that they like want to like liberate the monastery from thieves and ruffians and whatnot. I don't know. It just feels kind of silly. Want to do some light exercise? Yeah. All right. So most of you are saying that this is an outrageous opinion, and I don't think so. I can't even spin this one to be a fun fact. Yeah, this is just an outrageous opinion. Yeah. Hunting by Daybreak is a disaster of a map. even like story wise, I don't get it. So I appreciate what you're going for here, Beta Core, but no, outrageous opinion. Outrageous opinion. Most of you are correct. 69% of you, in fact. Okay. Chillstone. This is a good one. Let's do Chillstones here. I actually like this one a lot. It's a little long, but I think maybe we'll stop reading after just a second here. All right. So for those of you who don't know, Pursuit in Fire Emblem 4. 90% of RPGs have better music than Fire Emblem. I'm not disagreeing. I think Fire Emblem has good music, but I don't think it's great. I don't think it's like perfect. All right. So Chillstone, Blake Blast, aka, talks about Pursuit. And again, Pursuit in Fire Emblem Genealogy: The Holy War is a skill that's necessary to double attack in combat. So Chillstone says, Pursuit is a good mechanic in Fire Emblem 4. It nerfs the speed stat to become just a void and the physical threshold to not get follow-up attacked by others with Pursuit. It also gimps characters that would otherwise be too overpowered from there being a regular follow-up threshold everyone can meet. We talk about removing Pursuit from FE4, they don't talk about how Noish becomes better than Alec, how Lex is ungodly against Axe users, or how Chapter 4 becomes hell, all because the Wind Mages, who two-shot the majority of your army, could now straight up one-round you. It takes a ton of extra effort to balance this out, which is why I dislike FE Binary so much for doing just that. All right. Okay, I feel you. So, is Pursuit a good mechanic? Fun fact or outrageous opinion? Like, would you guys ever want to see a return? That's a question. Like, regardless of the fact or opinion, would you want to see it come back? It removed a major mechanic of the series. Well, that's the thing. It didn't really remove it. It just made it more exclusive. Love how Pursuit works in FE4. It suits the game and how it's designed and feels like a worthwhile change. All right. I'm going to end the poll. Most of you say that this is indeed a fun fact. And again, I'm trying to spin it in a way that could be an opinion, but I can't. This is a fun fact. Pursuit is really good in FE4. If they didn't say Pursuit, they say Pursuit is a good mechanic in Fire Emblem 4. If they didn't say in Fire Emblem 4, I would have said something, because otherwise I think it's stupid outside of the context of FE4. So I Pursuit Binary, I think Binary does a good job of balancing out the entire cast and making everyone viable while also taking out Pursuit. And I think, so saying that you dislike Binary for that kind of irks me a little bit, but I also just really like Binary. But yeah, Pursuit, I get it. Pursuit is a good mechanic. It is. It's really fun. And I hope they keep it in a hopeful remake of Genealogy of the Holy War. Oh, okay, this is another one I wanted to do from Jerry. Okay, from Jerry. 3 Houses integrated story into its game better than any Fire Emblem I've ever played. So we're going to say that as any Fire Emblem game ever that you've ever played or whatever, I guess. You draw friends when the gameplay story, yeah, you draw friends are like running to the computer. No! They're in the bathroom, or they stood up to go make a sandwich and they heard this discussion and they ran for the keyboard. Udral and Tellies integrate the story in a much better direction. Peak gameplay story integration for FE is Radiant Dawn rather than FE4 in your opinion? I think there's some good moments in Radiant Dawn that I think a lot of the early game of Radiant Dawn does a good job. Really all of part 3 is really good because you see the struggle of being the ragtag bunch of new group in the Daein army versus the freaking veterans that are the Grail mercenaries. And that works really well in part 3 as story gameplay integration because you can really feel the difference. Radiant Dawn's final fight between Grail Mercs and Dawn Brigade is the best integration. I think it's pretty good. I think 3.13 is better though. Relics are the only gameplay story integration I could even think of in 3 Houses, and even the penalties for using one are relatively nothing. They're basically nothing. Oh no, I took 10 damage. Just heal it, whatever. Healing is so abundant in 3 Houses, between fortifies, physics, all sorts of stuff. 3 Houses issue is it started to throw stuff out of its butt during the end and the epilogue with ending twisted off screen with, yeah, CF totally could have just copy pasted the last 2 chapters of Verdant Wind, and it'd have been fine. You think FE9 did it better because it had different objectives based on the story, while Three Houses basically is just Deaf Ear, Commander, or Route. Oh, defeat Commander or Route. FE9 had seizing, and some you had to run away, and it felt better. Oh, okay, so just like more map objectives, you feel like it kind of fit better. I feel that. Should have made them go berserk. I know that, like, reverse card, they totally hinted that, like with Miquelon using it and he turns into a freaking monster. It'd have been cool if they would have done that. Three Houses passive income equals passive healing. That's why Goodie Basket's the best thing ever. Sorry, Jerry. Sorry, pal. I'll say I think Three Houses did it better than like Fates or maybe even Awakening, but nah.